Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And so in this video, we'll quickly give a brief summary of all we've been discussing under parabola. That is what the nature of the equation of a parabola will look like, and it determines how the graphing of the equation will be. So, and you recall that from the first video on parabola, I said that there are four different patterns that the graph of a parabola can open. It can open upwards, it can open to the right, it can open to the downwards or to the left. Okay, so and that's exactly what we are trying to show here. So the first is to see that for a parabola, the graph of a parabola to open upwards or downwards, then the equation must be a quadratic in x. You recall that the general form of a parabolic equation is y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the general form of the equation, and this happens when it opens up and down like what we have here. And that's what we mean by saying that the equation has to be quadratic in x. That means the square has to be on x. The square we have here has to be on x. So immediately that happens, you are sure that parabolic or the parabola has to open either upwards or downwards. And now, for us to know which of the openings are we going to have, is it going to be up or down? So we further gave another condition that this a, which is the coefficient of x squared, has to be positive for it to be a u curve, a u parabola that's opening upwards. And then for it to be an n parabola opening downwards, your a has to be negative. And you recall that in another form of our equation, especially in the standard form, where we have that y minus k is equal to a and h represent the y and s coordinates of the vertex respectively. All right, so now if your equation is in this form, you can see that there is no a here. So, however, you know that there's a relationship between our A and this. That's actually our A. Your A is actually equal to 1 all over 4C. Okay, so the implication is that if I want to know whether my parabola will open upwards using this C, is still the same condition. Once your C is positive, once your A is positive, then your C will definitely be positive. And if your A is negative, then your C must be negative. In other words, if our C is positive, then we will have a U curve. If our C is negative, we will also have, an N curve. Okay, so and that is that for this. Okay, so the other aspect is when it opens to the left and right. Okay, so what's the condition that gives us that? And we said for a parabola to open to the left or right, then the quadratic equation or the general form of the parabolic equation must be in y. That is to say, your general form must be x equal to, means the square of the general equation must be on your y. Immediately that happens, then we say that the curve or the graphing of the parabola must be either open to the left or to the right. And in the standard form is going to be of this nature: x minus h must be equal to a all over 4c into y minus k all squared. Okay, so in this case, for us to know whether it opens to the right, look at it. The condition is that your A must be positive, which invariably means that our C must be positive too. Okay, so and then if it must open to the left, then our A or C must be negative. Okay, that's the meaning of greater than zero and less than zero. All right, that is just the summary I wanted us to see in this video, such that when we see an equation, we should be able to say what kind or what the nature of the parabola or the graphing of the parabola will look like. For instance, look at this example. Okay, so this is a general form of a parabola, and you can quickly see all the conditions we have mentioned. First of all, it is a quadratic equation in x because the square is on x. Okay, so it must open upwards or downwards. And then this is the value of our a, which is positive. 6 is greater than 0. So that means it must open upwards. So any form that you are given, one should be able to determine the nature of the graph, or the curve of that parabola, even without drawing that curve, right? And that's the summary that I wanted to bring for us in this video. Now kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and do well to see other videos on parabola to understand the equation of parabola, how to solve for the vertex, how to solve for the directrix of a parabola, how to find the focus, and then also how to find the standard form of a parabola if given the general form. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.